Reggie, we're still pushing through Reggie Carter. That's one that's more in doubt probably than Natrez now.
What does Reggie got?
He got a knee. He hyperextended his knee and had a little problem with it, but he's missed a couple days of practice. I think the last time y'all were out there, he may not have been out there. They've been that day that he got injured.
Who are you guys? I mean, I guess with those two guys in question, who's the guy that you have to kind of prime and get ready to step in that spot?
Yeah, Jawan Taylor and Tay Crowder are the two guys that have really been working there. You know, he's played this year, so it's a matter of getting him more reps. We've had to move some guys around from a standpoint of depth chart. You know, Rashad moved back to the defensive back. Well, now with the linebacker problem, he's kind of playing both. But to be honest with you, we don't have a lot of inside backers, especially if they're healthy.
Concerning that, a couple questions. One is Chooks a guy that's getting a look there, and secondly, I mean, you know, seeing as how Tay moved over mid-year, and I know you don't like to speak too much on expectations and how well guys are doing, but I mean, has he kind of impressed you guys enough to that point, or you know, done well enough that you feel comfortable playing him at this point?
I don't know that we'd say be comfortable. I don't think he would say he's comfortable yet, because there's a lot to play in a defensive position that you've never played your entire life. But I'm very pleased with his progress. That doesn't mean he's ready to play in a game-like situation against a style of offense that we haven't seen all year. More or less, he hasn't even practiced against. So, you know, but to answer your question on Chooks, this is not the kind of game, you know, this is a spread type game. Chooks is going to have his value rushing the passer, doing some things on the edge, so it really doesn't benefit us from putting him in there. That's the one thing about it, the way you have to play these guys, you may only have one linebacker or two linebackers on the field, so we're not needing as many, but we're just really depleted in that area, and kind of have been for a couple weeks.
Kirby, big picture question on your first year as a head coach. In what ways do you think you've grown kind of, you know, on a game day and then, you know, running a program during these, 10, 11 months?
I would say the biggest thing with the running of the program and the kids is just being positive with those guys and reinforcing the positive, showing them good things they do on tape, and keep emphasizing that for them, especially when things get tough. You know, when guys don't have success, they need to see themselves doing it right as much as they do see themselves doing it incorrectly. As far as game day, I don't know that I can exactly say anything that's changed a great deal. I mean, pretty much the communication between the defensive staff, the special team staff, and the offensive staff goes on throughout the game, and that's been the case since day one. You know, decision making within the game, in-game adjustments, a lot of that stuff's been the same.
Back to their offense, how familiar are you with Sonny Cumbie and what he's been able to do there?
Well, unbelievable numbers. I mean, you look statistically, as a player, he was a really good player, and also as a coach. You know, they put up staggering numbers prior to this year, and then this year some of their numbers have curtailed a little bit, but they've also had injuries at some positions that are really critical. When you talk about the O-line and you talk about the quarterback not being able to play in every game, those are the games they probably struggled the most in, but does a really good job offensively, he and Coach Meacham.
Last question? We got to talk to Riley and Isaac yesterday. What their development as receivers, tight end, obviously. What do you think this year?
As far as start to finish,
Yeah.
I think they both got a long way to go from where they've started, and I think they both would admit that they can grow and become much better players. As far as being freshmen and being productive, I think they were both productive as true freshmen. It helped the fact they were mid-year to grow and get better. But I think the sky's the limit when it comes to those two guys. They have to continue to get better. Because what you see in college football is when you arrive, you go down. And when you keep trying to achieve and you stay humble and you keep working to what got you there, the same thing Isaac talked about, being deflated and being realizing that I'm in a world of speed and agility and everybody's as good as me, that they have to feel that way every year. They have to stay that same hunger to keep getting better. So I feel like if they continue to do that, good things can happen to them. But we as coaches have got to make sure they understand how much they can improve. Thank you.
Thank you.